Oh, wait. There you go. I gotta move over here. And we gotta move your screen over. Say something, though, at least in the meantime.
Hey there.
Let me fix
This way or the other way?
No, you're fine. Just sit tight. I'm gonna move this, but you keep
I'm
them
in
occupied.
your screen.
Well, sort of. I'm off screen. I gotta fix this freaking thing. Hang on a second. But
Are
you
we
can
live?
talk to them. Yeah, we're live.
Oh my goodness, I'm in your screen. I saw it.
Yeah, but I gotta move it over, see? You gotta go like that. Like that, like this, and then I gotta move like that. There we go.
There we
now
go.
I'm good, and you gotta slightly go to your left a tad. To your left. There you go.
Am
So
I
now
in?
I think so. I think we're good.
Why is it so zoomed on my face?
Huh?
It's so zoomed on my face.
Well, I know, but otherwise it's gonna be like super letterbox. You know, I mean, I want it to fill the screen as much as possible. Let me turn
Gotcha.
the heavy metal music off, quote unquote heavy metal music. So what's going on? So, excuse me, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. This has been now, what do you think here? A year and a half in the making?
Something like that.
In the making, part 4. This is our 4th go around now. We started early collaborating together live on auctions, and we were doing raffles for charity. And then we segued from that to doing collaborative auctions, but that got all messed up because you kept on having hurricanes that would knock out your power. And the other thing that confused a lot of the viewers, when you were auctioning off something, people would get all excited and then they would pay me for your stuff and vice versa. It got all confused. We're like, this is a Guido thing. You got to pay Guido for this. And then it would come
Should I
to
have
me.
headphones?
Should you?
Yeah.
You don't need to. You can hear me fine.
Yeah. All right.
And I don't hear any like echoing.
All right.
And then we did, what was it? The heavy metal show.
Yep.
And then
The dude show.
that stopped. Then we did dude show. We stopped doing the dude show because there wasn't any time. And around that time, you started to kind of not produce as much content. You were segueing more full time into precious metals, like
Right.
precious metal dealing. So we didn't really have time for that. But then since then, it's been like a year. So we were like, you know what, screw it. And I think I just kind of put you on the spot the other day. I'm like, Guido, I think we should do this again. And you just kind of like, okay.
You did.
So, and we did a poll asking people how many episodes we will make it through this go around. I said 1, 2, 5, or 7. I think the majority got 5.
Wow. All right. A lot of faith.
A lot of faith. I think that's like 4 too. I think that's 4 too many. I think after tonight,
This is the final episode.
This is the final episode until the next
Season finale, guys.
until the next show. But we want to thank everybody for being here. And we will check the comments from time to time. But again, this is kind of more of a podcast style production, so we won't necessarily be looking at the comments as frequently. But that being said, you know, let's just say hi to some people. We got Steve Woods, Kitten, Paulie Buck, Mike. That guy is here. Jimmy Lacari. I'm just scrolling through if I miss anybody. Thank you very much for joining. Justin 13. Randy Matthews is here. Herbie Ash.
Our names are crisscrossed.
Oh, they are crisscrossed. Crisscrossed. I could fix that. Hang on a second. I saw somebody saying like name tags. They're saying name tags. I'm like, what do you want us to do with name tags? Hello, my name is name tags. I could easily fix that. So you keep them entertained while I'm doing this. Tell them what we've got on store for tonight. Oh, I have.
All right, guys. So I'm gonna do a live acid test on some jewelry.
What kind of acid?
I don't know.
Like
I have no idea what
like
it is.
the LSD kind? Like you're doing that kind of
No.
stuff?
We're gonna test this
What are we testing, man?
right here.
Why?
Well, just to show them how, I don't know if people have seen how to do acid tests. And I want to make sure it's real.
You haven't checked it yet?
No, I have, but we're gonna do it.
You just want to do it for educational purposes.
Purposes. If anyone's interested in how to do it, and I can explain it, it won't take long. So if this sounds boring, just stick with me for like a minute. It literally takes a minute. Should I do it
And
right
what
now?
made you want to? No.
Oh,
You really want to do this? You've been talking. This is like the third or fourth time you talked about this tonight.
I just like acid. All right. We'll
Oh,
save it. We'll save it for
okay.
that'll be the
Well,
finale.
you just like acid as you just stare into the freaking camera. That's funny. That's a good. That's a good sound bite. Just like acid. Tonight, what we were going to talk about also are upcoming releases. I'm not sure if you get this question. I'm sure you do. One would think you would. I get asked
Yep.
all the time, what's coming out? What new releases do you see? You and I have connections to some wholesalers where we do see items that are going to be dropping a month in advance. The only issue that we run into is a lot of those items are under embargo, so we can't even really talk about them. Can't show the images. Can't even describe them. Can we even say like a brand?
I mean, I don't know how you would do that without.
Can we say like there's gonna be a new, for example, like Star Wars? There's gonna be a new Star Wars coin in the shape
Yeah,
of
that
this.
you can do. You're not
But
saying what country's making it. You're not saying what mint. You're not
can
saying
you
the price.
can you say what's the shape or the subject of it? Like, can you say there's a new Darth Vader coin coming out, or there's a new
Yeah,
this? Oh,
yeah,
you
yeah.
can.
Because I'm pretty sure you can because you're not really specifying anything, really.
You're gonna get me in trouble. Is that your
Yeah. So
master
you
plan?
saying,
That's what I'm saying. You want me to get into trouble. But I'm thinking we're going to talk about a couple of these things that I think you should be buying, stuff that Guido thinks that you should be buying. There are, you and I have also talked about, offline doing, some sort of collaboration, not necessarily in the capacity of just doing like a live podcast, but also possibly doing some sort of like sale or like a private sales group or something,
yeah, that'd be
which
cool.
you and I could end up doing as well. So that's something that we're talking about. But there's some coins that I have put in my private group that I'm like, this is a hot coin, get it, and like a couple people bite, and then the rest just kind of sit there. And then lo and behold, the coin comes out and the price skyrockets to double, triple what it was selling for.
Yeah.
And then you see the people that are like, oh, damn it. Guns, games, and gadgets. What's up, bud?
Remember, that can always go the other way. It could
Of
go.
course,
Yeah.
absolutely. But I feel like I have a very good record so far of calling which coins are going to do well and which ones are not going to do so well.
Right.
Yes, there are coins that I skip over because I feel like the price point is too high and they surprise me and do really well. So, for example, the New Zealand Mint put out the Star Wars collectible silver coins that are kind of like trading cards, right? Trading coins, if you
Yeah,
will.
I've seen those. Pretty
So
cool.
it's a cool concept, but in my opinion, the price point for somebody that's reselling it is high to start. I think it was too high of a price point to start. So I made the decision to skip it. Not because I think
Right.
it's a crappy concept. I think it's a brilliant concept. I'm doing something similar with my bucket Brett stuff. But they sold out very quickly and they're going for $450 now, and not like list price. Like they are selling $450 on eBay, and I think that they released for, what was it, like $299? I forget what the initial price was for it.
All I know is somebody pulled one of the rare ones, the gold,
Oh,
and they have it on eBay for some astronomical amount, like $15,000.
do you
But
think they'll get that?
no, It's listed. It's literally so what people do on eBay sometimes
to promote
is
their.
they'll list something at a crazy, ridiculous price with best offer, and they'll just take offers, and that's basically what they do.
I got you.
And you're starting at 15,000, so figure someone comes in with another astronomical number like 8 grand, you're gonna take it,
Someone's in the chat. Jordan Menard is saying quarter ounce coin for 25K.
25,000. That's probably the same one I'm thinking of.
What is the
So yeah,
rarity?
they
One
do it all
out
the
of.
time in the coin business.
Yeah, one out of how many though? Do you recall how many were minted of that
I
one?
think
Like
it's like 1 out of 10.
10, something
Yeah,
like
something
that.
like that. Yeah.
Uh, and that's Fun in the Sun says that's my coin. 1 out of 10 says Justin 13. Yeah, I mean, so that was a series that I skipped just because I didn't want to be stuck holding them. Again, retailing at $300. So for you and I, we would have to get that to make it worth our while, like maybe $250. But there's very specific buyers. She is thick, by the way. There's very specific buyers that you would need for that coin. The other one that I had posted was the Ghostbusters one. And the Ghostbusters coin, I don't know if you saw it.
No.
It's in the shape of the Ghostbusters logo.
Okay.
Like the ghost that has like the little red circle with the strike through. And it comes in a shoebox sized ghost trap, in the movie where you click the button and it would flip open and they would
I used
catch
to
the
have
ghost.
one as a kid, the toy ones.
Yes. But I didn't know. So that was one that I offered to some of my group. A couple people bought them. I think I charged them. I don't remember what I charged them. But it's selling now for double what they paid. I just found out it's actually part of a 4-coin series.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't even know that it was part of a series. It wasn't advertised as part. It didn't say first of the series. Because if it did, I mean, you and I always say too, if it's first of the series, you gotta pick
Yeah,
that
it
up.
definitely adds a lot of upside when it's the first. Always, yeah.
But it's
But
almost. Go ahead.
going back to what you were saying real quick, the Star Wars thing, I'm surprised you didn't bite for your like personal collection because it's Star Wars related. I'm
I
surprised.
I so here's the thing. Yes, I like Star Wars. I got that thing back there because, as people know, I was part of that organization that did a lot of like charity events and public relations events, the 501st Legion. And plus I think it's just freaking cool, right? You can actually wear that thing. But while I like Star Wars, I'm not like a diehard fan. Like a lot of people were like, "What?" Like I think it's cool. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not like one of the people that's going to wait outside the movie theater for 3 hours for the movie to start. Or there's shows on Disney. Somebody's saying to me, "Hey, did you watch? I don't know, what's the latest one? I can't even
The
think
cartoon ones?
those I haven't watched. I have no interest in watching it. I finished The Mandalorian, but the new Ashoka. They're like, "Oh, did you watch Ashoka?" I'm like, "No." Like so when it comes to the Star Wars stuff, I also only buy some of it, but really only to resell it. The only Star Wars stuff that I have in my own personal collection, I have the BU stuff, the stuff that comes out at like $30 a coin because I think it's cheap and there's upside potential and you can collect them and it's easy to do or whatever. But I think just these. Like I don't have, the Beskar bar
Oh
and the
yeah.
10-ounce Han Solo, but I don't have like, there's some really expensive Star Wars stuff. You're talking like 3-ounce Millennium Falcons, or there's like proof coins and the Death Star, and I don't do it. So for those coins, like you're talking about the the New Zealand Mint ones, they're 1-ounce coins. So to spend $300 for 2 1-ounce coins, in my opinion, is a bigger challenge to resell. Right
And
now, I think they're fetching those higher resale prices because the hype is there. They're still new, but give it some time, and I think that will die down.
and another thing with that, whenever there's like a really crazy premium on that stuff that's like, targeting a certain fan base, the really big fans are gonna buy it right away.
Yes.
So when you go to resell it, all the big fans already own those pieces. So it makes it even harder to sell. So like, especially at a starting point, 150 bucks an ounce, it's a lot, you know?
Right.
So imagine it goes up, you would have to get lucky to move it at that point, you know?
Right. And especially too, like, I think what drove the price on it obviously was the scarcity of some of the coins, right? It's
Right.
the manufactured supply and demand, and it's very similar to the stuff that I do for my channel. You create the scarcity, it creates larger demand. But, if you're one of those people that buys one of the boxes and then you get only like the common things, it's like, oh, well, crap.
Yeah.
Like, you're screwed. And also, I think part of it is like you buy the boxes, you leave them sealed. Because if you're looking to sell
Right.
them, you want to leave them sealed because you're essentially selling the person the opportunity, the chance, that ticket to get the rare item.
Right. It's kind of like the vault boxes. A lot of people buy them and hold them. They don't open them. They leave the chance to somebody else.
Let me ask you, so, and this brings me to something. So I haven't even paid attention to the vault boxes. I know what they are. It's
Right.
essentially like you're paying like for a grab bag and hoping to get a, what is it, like a $30,000 coin or something. They guarantee like a,
Yeah, something. It's like a maximum value of 30,000 or something like that. I think they only make like 2,000 of them, so you got like a 1 in 2,000 chance of getting it. But the old vault boxes were pretty cool because you would get 3 coins or
right,
4 coins. This is one, so it's like your odds went down a lot,
right.
because you're only one.
Well,
So
they also probably figured that they've got enough demand for the product, so they can just put in. Are you saying there was 3 chase coins that they had, or you would get
oh,
3 coins in your
you
box?
would get 3 separate slabbed coins in
So
the
they, I mean, look, it comes down to profit margins. Take out 2 coins. So if you only get 1 coin, is what you're saying, you only get 1 coin. Take out 2 coins, you just increased your profit margin.
Yeah.
Um, and have the chase coins been claimed? Has anybody? I don't know how well you don't know.
I have no
because
idea.
because one would think as soon as somebody declares that they've found the chase coin, that the values would drop a bit because the chance of
Right.
that lottery ticket is now gone. But there's very recently, uh yeah, so Jordan Menard, this is what's getting me to your point, Jordan. um he's saying about sealed booster boxes of like trading card games. So like Magic the Gathering, like, I have Magic the Gathering cards. I haven't bought any new packs or boxes or anything in a while, but they just recently came out with a Lord of the Rings set. And
And the guy that got the ring, the actual ring, he's
yeah,
on TikTok. I saw him
yes,
on there. That's
yes.
crazy.
So because it was the one ring, it was called, and it was only one of those cards was printed, and Post Malone bought it off of him for $2.5 million.
Right. Hmm.
Right. So essentially, your Magic the Gathering in that instance is selling essentially like a lottery ticket. Because there's going to be some big ticket people out there, heavy hitters that have the kind of money that are going to want to buy something like that for an insane
Right.
price.
Yeah.
So let me ask you then, vault boxes, are they worth buying, or do you think,
Not anymore. Not
no?
anymore. I opened 3 of them live, and I got 1 red core. So the red core are the rarer ones, and 2 black, which are whatever. But if you buy it directly when they're first released, it's definitely worth it. But now they're going for like 450, probably going to go up from there, and your odds are getting worse as it goes on, and they're getting more expensive too.
Yeah,
So, you know,
yeah. And going back to the Post Malone buying that one ring, apparently the boxes for that series are still maintaining some of their value. The prices haven't exactly plummeted like a lot of people expected, because once that one ring card was discovered, then your chance of striking it rich is gone, and one would think that the prices would have dropped, but they haven't. Um,
And that guy was smart, by the way. He right away sent it to grade right away. And that card, because it's 1 of 1, even if it is a little off center,
oh, it
they're
doesn't
still,
matter.
they're gonna give it a 10 no matter what.
Yeah. And did he fly it there? I forget what he did, or he did it with like a security, or no, I remember watching it like a security company took it for
Oh,
him.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah. Security. I almost want to say like an armed guard, like took it. They brought it. They got it delivered, and then brought it back or whatever.
Well, I
Um,
mean, 2.5 mil,
yeah, because people
you
were
know,
putting bounties out before it was discovered, saying I'll pay $1 million if it's found. I'll pay. You know what I mean?
that's
Um,
crazy. Crazy.
so hot coins too. Before we segue to talking about whatever we want to talk about, because we want to maintain some sort of uh, direction here, sticking with our topic.
Doubt it.
Doubt it. The only coin that I can think of right now, or series that I can think of right now that I think still can generate some hype, would be the Black Flag series. But I feel like it's starting to die off. I feel like the hype and the interest is kind of like waning, especially after the last one. The last release was the Rising Sun, and a lot of people thought it would have sold out in like a couple of days or a day or
Yeah.
whatever, and it kind of just sat for a while, which shows that people are kind of getting tired of that series. Are you collecting that series, the Black Flag?
I mean, I have them, you know. It's always after a bad release. That the red fleet is the one that just killed that series. The one with the Chinese
It
lady.
it did,
It killed
but
it.
it
Yeah.
did. A lot of people were upset by it, but now that one is expensive to get a hold of. Like you want to try to buy that one, and it's hard to get.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's still what, 12,000 minted, 12.5
Something
or
like
something.
that.
And
Something like that.
yeah, but it's and then the other problem with that series is they they look so much alike. Really, the Red Fleet is the only one that looks different. They
Well,
look
because you put a person
so
on it,
similar. Yeah,
right? It'll
you
be
know.
interesting to see what they do for the next one. Um, and I don't know what your thoughts are on getting those in gold. I mean, because they only make 100 of them. You say skip it, right? Because it's too niche.
Yeah.
I agree.
I I bid the bullet. I bought an Aries in gold.
I would have advised you not to do that.
I just like Aries. I every once in a while, listen, even though I'm a dealer, the collector in me just I can't
Yeah, I
resist.
mean, of course, there's gonna be times, but I still like. All right, let me ask you, what'd you pay for it?
22 something.
So the one coin that I regret not buying was the 1 ounce gold lunar tiger this year, and bold precious metals had it not too long ago for like $2,300, and but
Hmm.
it's like listed at like everywhere else it's like in the high twos, low threes. And they had some sort of sale, and this is when the gold prices started coming down, and it was down to like 23.05. And I'm like, oh, I'm like, I kind of want it. That's the collector in me. And I even asked Two is One, because he and I talk a lot. And I said, hey, should I get this? He's like, not if you don't like money. I'm like, all right, screw it. I won't buy it. Damn it. Because you could buy like a gold buffalo for 2,000 or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, but then I saw Two is One posted he bought the ultra high relief Liberty Gold. And I'm like, you just sold me 20. If I don't like $2,300, yet you're buying that for 28 something.
Yeah.
But I do. I mean, I don't know. So I guess 2,200. That's an easier. Bullet to bite. Whereas I don't know, 23 and change. Now it's like around 2,400. I'm like, I can't bring myself to buying that for 2,400
Yeah.
bucks.
But the lunar is like, everybody knows about the lunars and they're almost guaranteed to go up. I personally think the lunar has more upside than that ultra high relief that he bought. That's my opinion though.
Yeah. Let me ask too. I mean, I don't know what the mintages on those ultra high relief things
Oh,
are.
me neither. No idea.
But the lunar coins, do you own any of the gold lunars?
Yeah, not 1 ounce,
Tenths?
tens,
Quarters?
quarters.
Do you have the
I typically
tiger?
don't go for the 1 ounce because they're not as liquid.
Okay.
In my opinion, just from experience, I've seen that
Yeah,
the 1/4 ounce, someone's more
that's the
willing to dish
sweet
out.
spot.
Right. It's like, let's just say 700 for a 1/4 ounce. It's a lot, but
You're
it's a
getting
lot
that
easier for
design.
someone that really wants it to get it.
Yeah, it's
You
like
know.
they get that coin, even though it's right. It's a smaller weight.
Yeah.
I feel like the 1/4 ounce is like a good uh like Goldilocks coin, in
Yeah.
terms of weight. Um, New releases. I'm looking at the embargo list for some of these, and I'm just gonna quickly look here because I can't show the photos. I could talk a little bit about like what I'm seeing. To be honest, I'm not really excited for a lot of the things that I'm seeing. A lot of the stuff is the I don't know. Do you like these? These are the 1 ounce silver coins, the comics that are like.
I mean, listen, look, you got comics in the background. You got a whole wall of comic. Of course, you're gonna like those. You know what I mean? I think they're neat. Yeah,
But they
that's a
keep
comic I've never owned, even though I would love to own that comic.
this one. This one.
Yeah,
I,
we've talked about it. I said if I'm gonna
dude.
hold a comic for a long time, I'd want it to be a crappy version of that one. I don't
Well,
care if it's a.
I actually, for a hot minute, and I don't know how I would have justified it to my wife. I don't know if I talked to you about it. I saw it for sale. I think it was like it was either like a 1.5 or a 2.5. And it was like 22,000 or 24,000 bucks. And I was like, maybe I'll buy it. I don't know, but how are you going to tell your spouse, "Oh, I just spent $23,000 on a comic book"?
I would never tell her that in a million years. Just like I don't with the coins, I'd throw them in there and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no way. Yeah,
I so I'm seeing more of those coming down the pike. Some of the people on my channel do buy those. There's also like the proof Marvel coins and the proof like DC coins that are like a hundred bucks.
yeah, they're proof usually kind of like it's usually around there for
And
proof.
let me see this alert. I don't know if the audience heard it, but whenever anybody subscribes to the channel, like a little blaster sound goes. Let me see. Did you hear it on the live stream when you
No,
were? No. Okay. Good.
no.
Um.
Let me show you something.
Oh boy.
I
Oh
know you're
boy.
not into this, but
No, I'm not. What is that? Yu-Gi-Oh?
no, this is Dragon Ball Z.
What the hell?
Look at that. It's a 5 ounce Gohan.
Why?
It's just so cool. No? I know you're
No.
not into it. But listen, I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z and
Yeah, but I grew up watching
Gohan
like.
right here.
Is that a coin or just a silver pour?
No, it's a pour. It's a pour.
Because that is something cool. Like New Zealand Mint has done is they've done statues like that, and the base on the underneath of the base is the obverse of like the queen.
Yeah, I have Superman.
Do you?
Yeah,
Is that what's in your hole?
that's not in my hole right now. We will be doing what's in my hole. We're gonna
Why don't
make
you
it
tell everybody? Because there's a lot of new faces that I've never seen before. Why don't you tell them about the what's in your hole segment?
So, can you see it on there? Yeah, you can see it. So right here, behind this picture, there is a hole in my wall that has not been fixed.
When Guido got angry one night and punched it.
Yes, I got so mad. No, but so anyways, I used to stuff random items in there. I think one time What did I don't even remember. A bottle of ranch.
Did you put a bottle of ranch dressing in there?
I don't remember. It was just random.
Didn't you
But
do
we're
like a
gonna do that again. I'm
sock?
gonna stuff something random in
There's like a sock in there,
there.
like your great great grandmother's teeth. Like
Yeah, it's super random. Mostly food related because that I don't know why.
so
It just makes it even
stupid.
more random.
Chibis. Talk to me about the chibis. Do you like them?
Oh God, that's still they're still making those.
Yes, they are.
Why? I haven't even been paying attention to them. Nobody cares about chibis.
They keep making them.
No.
I
Mm-mm.
think it's a no go. I forbid people in the chat to buy chibis.
Yeah, no chibis. Skip the chibis.
What are your thoughts on the vehicle coins? So I don't know if you've seen them, but like Star Wars, they've been putting out Star Wars coins that are in the shape of vehicles. And
Oh, I did see those actually. Yes, they're like real thick too.
yeah, yeah. Thoughts on
Uh,
those?
there's so many freaking Star Wars related things. It's like
There's a lot of different mints get the licensing and just
right. I just at a certain point, even collectors got to be like worn out. Like, oh, another. You know,
so
they
this
did
is
like 7 Darth Vader
this
coins
is I
already.
was just about to say
God, yeah,
they need to stop. It's terrible.
yeah. They could do so much more. I mean, I haven't seen any of those teddy bears on a coin. Why don't they put those teddy bears on the coin
What teddy bears?
from Star Wars?
Ewoks. The hell are
Yeah,
you saying? Calling teddy bears? They
they're
probably
teddy
will.
bears.
The thing is, this is the other thing that I don't understand too is that okay, you enter into a license agreement with Disney to mint images of Star Wars characters. I'm assuming that they had to pay for a particular character. That's my guess. I don't think
Um,
it's like, hey, Disney, we're going to give you $500,000 to make, 3 different coin designs and they're all going to be like they're going to be any of your characters. I think they have to be like, you know, 50,000 or $100,000 and you can do Darth Vader on one.
right.
You know what I mean? Because I don't understand why else they keep on doing Darth Vader over and over and over again, and they get shittier and shittier.
Yeah, I agree.
Their designs get worse and worse. Like one looks like he's wearing a jock strap, and he's kind of like, and the way he's holding his lightsaber looks like he's holding his junk. It's like he's gone 6 to midnight, and he's just rocking out with his what out.
That it kind of reminds me of the South Korean mint. I had such like high hopes for that mint.
What the Chi Wu
And
stuff?
oh my God, I mean, it's just so bad. It like the relief on those coins is so low. It looks like somebody made them in their basement.
They may have.
Like it's so bad the quality. I don't know why. One of the most detailed coins I have is from the South Korean mint, so they're capable of doing like really intricate things, and yet they're doing these Chinese people that nobody knows who they are, and in weird positions with weird like one guy's
Weird
playing the
weapons.
drums.
That's
Why? What is that? And then you know what I mean? Like a guy's got like a telescope. It's like, what are you guys? I don't understand. And nobody knows who they are. Who is this guy with a telescope? Why would anybody want that? It's so
important.
random.
It's important that you are educated on the man with the telescope from.
Yeah, and they're all with the same name, Chiwu Qian Wang. The guy he does everything. He plays drums.
He's a very talented man. He's going to be on America's Got Talent.
Gosh, I mean, enough with the dude with the long hair, and I don't know.
You were selling those for a while. I never. That was one of the things I never went after. I did not go for the Chi-Woos. I didn't like them. Usually that's one of the things. Like if I don't like something, I don't get it. But that was one I just thought they just looked like poo poo.
And another thing, they ruined the Tiger series. They ruined that series.
Did you see the newest one?
It's terrible.
Did you see it?
Yeah, it's bad.
It's got that hand coming out of the ground. It looks like
I think it looks bad.
It looks terrible. So I asked the wholesaler, I'm assuming you saw it from the same wholesaler as
Yeah.
me. I said, dude, why is there. It's like you got a picture of a tiger lying down, and then in the background, you see a human hand going like this, like it's from here up. I'm like, why is there a drowning person in the background?
Hey,
And
what does it do with the tiger?
so he said he wondered the same thing, and I think it's a famous sculpture in South Korea. I said, it still looks like somebody's drowning and they're reaching out for help.
If you look at the first two releases, that's it. After two releases, it got bad.
Terrible. I stopped
The
buying
two,
them.
yeah, the first one I liked. It was like a proof finish. It had the
Yeah.
tiger, like the whole body, whatever. It was walking. It was a fully grown tiger. They keep doing these kitten tigers now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And the 2019 was badass. It's like the one where he's like clawing
yeah,
on the coin.
yeah.
It looks awesome in my opinion. Now you got these little kittens, and it's
with people drowning in the background. I wish I
yeah,
had
it's
the
like
picture of
random.
this stupid thing. It's so freaking bad. Now these, did you get these? I'm assuming you didn't, because I don't think you. The gangsters.
No, I didn't mess with them. I know you're into that stuff. I
The
didn't
Al
mess.
Capone.
I'm gonna admit that one with the bullets is pretty cool.
And then this is the Bonnie and Clyde. It's not focusing. The next one that's coming out is the John Dillinger. Now, you want to talk about coins that appreciated in value, even though these have a very high starting price retail. They go for sale, like sold prices, $700, $600.
That's good. Yeah.
They do well, but the thing is, it's very hard to get an allotment of them because I think only 500 are minted. Of the 500 minted, you think of all the different dealers that, okay, you could get 30, you get 20, you get 10.
Right.
And those are the dealers that then sell to you and me. Like, we're not
Right.
working with whoever minted those. We're not working with them directly. So I was able to get my allotment of one. And because I bought the first in the series, I'm guaranteed to continue with that allotment with the person who I buy from. But that's a cool series. It came in the bootlegger like crate, like an ammo crate. It had all of the hay in it. I got rid of the hay because it was annoying. You know.
I don't know what I would probably do the same with the hay. Yeah.
Yeah, and like little bits and pieces were in the.
Now, is it worth less without the hay?
It might be. It might be. But how easy is it to just go buy some? Nobody would
Oh,
know.
sure. No one's gonna be like, this is not the original hay.
This is not the right. This is
This is
not the
aftermarket
official
hay. Sorry.
This is aftermarket hay. I don't want this. Send it back.
Oh God, I was gonna say something totally just slipped my mind. Yeah, those coins, those like high ultra relief, they're hit or miss, really. I mean,
This has been in my opinion, the hottest coin. I know other people have made videos talking about this as well.
it's one of my favorite coins. I have it up on my desk.
First in the series.
Yeah.
Very, very desirable piece. I've probably sold 60 of them. And I just re-upped again for another order. I bought 13 more. I have I have some available on my website. I looked at the serial numbers for the 3 that I got in, and they're in like the 4,300 range. The mintage is 5,000. The fact that I'm getting 4,300 tells me they're probably going to get very close to releasing the next one.
Right.
And I heard that rumor has it that one of the upcoming guns is going to be an AK.
Yeah, that's what I heard as well.
So that, to me, that coin, I think if people are still on the fence, like, I don't know, my recommendation is you get it. Again, I have some on my website. Those of you that are new here, EmpirePreciousMetals.com.
Shameless plug.
What's that? Shameless plug. My stream, my plug. But you know, and I have like the 6 little silver bullets laying beside it on the desk. It's just a cool little display. But I think that in my opinion has been the best coin, and the design firm that actually designed it, because they design it, Bullion Exchanges has a deal with them where they sell it, but you and I also are able to get it wholesale.
Yeah. My goal one day is to work directly with a mint, but it is so hard to like get in with
When
any
you're
of the
saying
mints.
to work directly, you want to essentially be like one of the people that you and I buy from.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
Which
but
mint
you need
would you? How much
like $1 million
capital?
or something.
Not only that, you have to guarantee X amount of orders.
Right.
So you have to
Yeah.
be doing a tremendous amount of volume.
Not only that, you have to be even more risk tolerant than I already am, and I'm pretty risk tolerant to be honest. But you have to be even more so because
You could get,
you
yeah.
like you see it. Some of these wholesalers are selling crap that who would buy? Like random coins with like flowers. It's just like a random flower. It's like why would anybody want that? So you have to be super risk tolerant.
Now
I don't
there's
know.
there's
Yeah.
two different models. I have a video coming out where I interview somebody that you and I have done a lot of business with in the past. You have done business with in the past. I still do business with. But there's two different models. One of the models is that some businesses do pre-sale.
Right.
They take the money up front. They place the order on behalf of the consumer, the customer. And then once the item gets in, then they ship it to them. So
Right.
there's no risk there whatsoever. And as long as they're not spending that money, then there's zero risk, because if something happens or the coin doesn't come out or whatever, then you just refund the person the money.
Right.
Right? So there's no risk there. The other model, it's actually almost like three models total. The other model I've seen is where businesses like wholesalers will take orders on behalf of the dealers like you and me, place the orders, and then once those items land at the wholesaler, then they invoice us.
Right.
Which means they are saying, okay, Guido, you're buying 20 of these. I got you down. And they're buying those items. So essentially, they're putting faith in us, the dealers, that we are sticking to our word and we are going to buy the items that we said that we would buy.
Well, you would if you don't this you know how it is. This business is all like trust and like following through on your word and stuff like that. So if you put an order in, then you don't follow through, they're gonna kick you out of the wholesaler, you
Oh,
know?
yeah. Yeah. Yep.
So
And word gets around. I know whenever you have some ball bag in your auction, you tell me, and you know me, you call me, what do you say? I'm the chatty little devil. I know a lot of people within the community, and especially sellers, and I tell them, like, stay away from so and so. Others I won't tell. I'll let them just deal with them and find out on their own. Because I've said
right.
before, I view everybody as competition. Anybody that gets into selling precious metals, I view as a competitor.
Yeah.
You still remain like one of the few that I don't entirely view as a competitor for whatever reason, because we do a lot of collaboration. But anybody else
Well,
on,
we try and help each other out too,
we
and
do. We source things
yeah.
together. We do pricing together. We're strategic with some of the pricing. Sometimes we'll
Right.
place orders with each other. But I've seen this before, and so have you. Like, other people, like, they'll be on your stream and they'll buy from you and everything, and then eventually they end up, going off and then trying to do it themselves or try to do auctions or whatever, and then they fade, right? Because they
Yeah.
just so I anybody that gets into that space, I've had people ask me too for advice. They're like, hey, how do you do this and how do you do that? And I'm like, I'm not telling you now. You know what I mean? you're essentially selling on the same platform that I'm selling. I'm not gonna help my competition.
Yeah, I think so. I always said, like when I first started the channel, that you're gonna get top dollar for your items if you sell it yourself. So it could also be that these people are doing the auction, have no intention to do it for a long time, just kind of want to offload
Yeah.
their stuff and get the maximum amount they're capable of getting, right? And then they just kind of fade off into the wind. You know what I mean?
Right.
That could also be what's happening with some of these smaller channels, and they're using whatever community they built and just offloading some stuff, and then they're gone.
Well, you and I
You
had
know?
one person that was going into yours, going into mine, winning, and then all of a sudden they just started randomly doing auctions, and then you and I couldn't figure it out. We won't use names, but then they disappeared, and then they reappeared, and we're like, what is this person doing? Like,
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's so strange, you
Yeah.
know. How? Let me
Uh,
ask you. And go ahead. Yeah.
no, you go, you go.
I was gonna ask you too because we recorded a recent video collaboration together. Part one came out. We have two more parts. And what would you say? Because now you've been doing the buying and selling for quite a while,
Yeah.
right? Like how you and I essentially started doing auctions like 4 years ago. And
Hmm.
the reason I know this is because I'm coming up February of this year is going to be, when did I start? 2019. So we're going to 24. So yeah, it's going to be 5 years on YouTube. And I started about 8 months in doing the
Right.
auctions, or 7 months in, or something like that, whatever. But I had over like 1,200 followers, or 1,300 at that time. I hit the 13 or 1,400 follower mark, but I needed the watch time, and that's what you and I were talking about. And you and I were doing the auctions and everything. What would you say has been, one of the hardest things for you doing the live sales on YouTube?
Um, Probably finding variety to keep people interested,
Yeah.
I would say. Because like I told you, I think I mentioned it. The auction's probably about, I don't know, like 40% of what I actually do throughout the week. So it's pretty straightforward the rest of the week. People usually call me for like eagles or maples or gold, whatever, buffaloes, and it's straightforward. No one calls me and they're like, "Hey, can you get me, a roll of whatever, the red fleet?" So it's like difficult because obviously how are you going to find them at a price to make money and whatever. So I would say the variety because I'm constantly shopping to find things that I haven't sold before. It's been a long time since I've sold.
Right.
Because if not, then it just gets repetitive, and I do have like a consistent, you do too, I'm sure, but like a consistent base for the auction. So like I'll have 10-ounce bars, I'll have 5-ounce bars, like on the regular. But yeah, I mean, who wants to go to the auction and you have the same stuff all the time?
Yeah. I'm
So
constantly
I would say that's
wondering,
the hardest part because it's just like,
sourcing.
oh God, it's hard sometimes. Yeah.
Right. um, I'm trying to think of any other upcoming releases that I feel like people should definitely be on the lookout for that we haven't already covered. I mean,
I mean, I made the video. We were talking about it earlier. I think Aries is going to be a good one. I don't know if you watched the video, but
no, I didn't.
I have. Oh, well, thanks.
I don't
But
watch anybody's.
I don't either really. I don't have time. But um, the Aries is the first one that wasn't part of the original release, so they might be
No, it
doing like
wasn't. It was because they stopped it at 6.
right.
So
So that's what I'm saying.
I thought for sure that they were done at 6.
So this could be a sign that they're going to do other kinds of gods or goddesses, and Aries could be the only one with the dates on the queen out of all of them. So I don't know. I think Aries has a little bit of upside, but
I
even the
mean,
Gods of Olympus series, that series died down too.
yeah, Completely.
And I think it's not just the series. In 2020, everybody was getting that helicopter money from the government. Nobody was working, and a lot of people started coming into the space, precious metals. And I think, and you notice, I mean, 2020 was like a new release almost every week,
Yeah.
and there were good ones. It was like crazy. So, and then it slowed down. So I think that that has something to do with it. The last god of Olympus, the goddess, whatever, Aphrodite. How long ago since that release? I think the
A
space in
year, I
between.
feel like a year at least.
Yeah, I think it's too far of a spread. People just lose interest in these. They lose the momentum. That's what I think.
No, I
You
agree.
know?
It's like a
Yeah.
show. Like if you go, you're watching a show religiously, and then after like a year and a half, then it comes back. You're like, wait, what the hell? I don't even remember anything. You even watch like the recap. You're like, I don't remember this.
Yeah.
They lose the momentum. They have to do. I feel like what they should be doing is like one every 5 months or something like that. You know what I mean?
Right. It'd also be nice if they kind of like showed you the schedule, because then you could even gauge if you want to get involved or not. But I guess that's probably why they don't do it.
Right. And it could change. The schedule
Yeah.
could change, production things could change, and then they're like, oh, we promised everybody we'd have these in July, and now it's looking like October, and then you're going to anger your customers.
Oh yeah, especially in this business. Oh my God.
Oh, they get pissed. You know,
Dude, the worst customers, believe it or not, are actually on eBay.
why is this?
Oh my God, they're so bad. Like I'll have a coin up for like 2 grand. Someone will write me a message. Hey, would you take 500? Who does that? $1,500 discount on a coin, plus the fees and all that. I mean, it's bad. And then I, so I stopped selling like really cheap stuff on eBay because those, for some reason, attract like the worst of the worst. I sold a penny that's graded for $15, and the guy returned it because it didn't look as nice in person. It's a $15 coin. I mean, really? So I mean, it's bad. And in that coin dealer group, people don't realize, but they block people as a community when you're like that. When you do a return, one return, they post it in the group, and they'll put your name on there, and they will block you. So all of a sudden, you just lost like there's 1,000 dealers in that group. You not all of them have eBay, but you probably lost like 500 dealers at least.
Right.
It's crazy.
What was the initiation process for you? Do you still have the bruises on the side of your neck?
Oh yeah, I got lifelong scars mentally.
Just pummeled you. I could see them all wearing cloaks.
But now I've been in there a little while, so I got to
So now
initiate
you
some.
wield the paddle and you smack people with the paddle.
It's like a cult.
I mean, it sounds cultish.
No, but that's really how it is. So I'm just letting you guys know. I mean, if you want to return something, at least do it politely, or really make sure you want to return it, because especially if it's a coin and you see that round table logo,
yes,
you're gonna get blocked.
So something that just a segue. This happened to me recently. Something always happens. This is so annoying. So I turn on international shipping on my website because usually I ship to Canada, no problem.
Right.
And
oh God, international, like every country.
What's that?
You're shipping to any country?
I was. Well, not every country, but the majority of a lot of countries. Like Lesotho, the great nation of Lesotho in southern Africa.
Is that really a country? I don't even.
Yes, and Swaziland. Yeah, no, these are real countries in Africa. But anyhow, I was selling to Canada, like shipping to Canada, Australia, Europe, whatever. And then something happened, I think, with customs. I ended up having to turn it off.
Yeah, I was gonna say
because it got to be such a pain in the neck.
Not only that, their addresses are weird sometimes.
Addresses get all weird, right? Like we have like ours makes sense. They've got like 14 numbers, then a street, then a province, then another street, and then they've
Well,
got a
then sometimes you can't even tell the city from the street from the.
yeah, no,
You
it's
don't
very
know
hard.
what's what.
And I have to correspond with the person. I'm like, hey, does this look right? Does this look right? Like, I'm sorry, I'm
Right.
a stupid American. I just don't understand your 14 lines of code there. So I turned off international shipping. But then I had somebody that was like, I'm really interested in the revolvers. I want to buy 5 of them. Do you ship to Australia? And I had turned, and I'm like, that's a good sale. All right, I'll do it with you. Like, send me the money. They send me the money. I shipped it, no problem. They're like, I got everything. Can I buy 3 more or whatever? I'm like, all right. So I turned it back on. And then you know how I had that recent issue with somebody who scammed me here in the States through my
Yeah.
site. So then I sent so that's when I turned off international shipping again. And then of course
You
as
know
soon as
you can target which countries you will ship to and which ones you won't.
yeah,
I
yep,
would just do Canada
yeah,
and Australia.
that's what I was doing for a long period of time, and I just turned them off because I don't want to be dealing with the customs thing. And then it asks
Right.
you for the code and all that stuff. It's like annoying, like the I forget what it's called, like the H something code or whatever. I'm like, I don't know what this is. I
You
don't
don't have to
have.
put that in. I never put that in.
Sometimes it doesn't let me advance when I'm
Really?
printing a shipping label unless I have some sort of code in there. But yeah, so I aside from those coins that you and I were talking about, um I'm trying to think also like the other thing too is the price of silver and gold. I just want to look real quick, right?
It's funny
Gold,
how people do the opposite.
it's bizarre
Yeah.
cuz it's so for those of you that are watching right now, Guido and I talk about this all the time, and I think they know this happens too, right? You look at like Bitcoin or something, when something is hot or something is on fire, people rush to it and they want to buy it because of the fear of missing out, right? But then when it's in the like tumbleweed phase, nothing's happening, or on the downward, you know, downward trajectory, nobody's buying it. You know, Jordan says FOMO for sure,
Yeah.
right? So, I was thinking about buying 2 more gold buffaloes because I want to finish up my gold buffalo tube. Gold is 1915. We dropped below 1900 just like a couple days ago. Silver had that little bump. And it's funny to me too when people get all excited. They're like, "Do you see silver went up $1.03?
Yeah.
Oh, we got it. We better buy now." Like, who the f cares? It's $1. It's a
Yeah. Not
dollar.
only that, but you will go insane if you're constantly tracking gold and silver. You will go, you
Million
drivers,
percent.
if you're trying to time your buys, especially, oh my God, I don't know how people do it.
They shouldn't. And this is some advice that I would like to give those that are watching, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, maybe I'll hold out. Let's watch for, silver to drop a little bit more and then I'll buy some. And then just buy some freaking silver or
Yeah.
gold.
Just buy it.
And then
That's
if it
it.
drops, okay, buy a little bit more. And if it goes up, buy a little bit more. And just like average your just the penny pinching mentality in that regard. To me, like that, like it's almost like they get like deer in headlights. They get fearful. You know what
Well,
I
yeah,
mean?
these, they got such a short-term view.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. Like if you plan on doing this for a long time, 50 cents, a dollar, not really gonna matter
No.
10 years from
And how do you feel about the buy the dip people?
now. Oh God.
Buy
They're
the dip. Yeah,
just
there's one
buy.
channel in particular, big channel. He's a good guy. I don't personally have any issues with him, and we bust each other's chops from time to time. But he posts on Instagram. He'll post like, "Hey, you buying the dip? I'm buying the dip." I'm like, uh, just stop. Just
No, I
stop.
when I was stacking, not really doing it for, career, job, whatever. I never really looked at the spot. or I would look just to see how much things are over or whatever, but not because like I'm like, oh, it's up 25 cents. I'm not buying today. Like it would just be just to see what I'm paying, really.
The
Not
only, yeah, the only, so here, I think it only makes sense for people to really do the penny pinching stuff like that when they are dealers themselves and they are buying silver Britannias and silver Eagles, and you're talking quarters and 50 cents and stuff like that, and you have to buy in volume, then it makes sense. To me, that's like, okay, yeah, like then you got to start timing things like, okay, you're buying a couple monster boxes of like
yeah, no,
silver,
that's yeah.
then that makes sense. But if you're looking for a collectible piece or there's a coin that you want to buy, right? Like Guido's loving the Aries, like you want to buy an Aries coin, don't worry about the spot price going up 30 cents.
Yeah.
Just buy the coin and then
Yeah.
move
I never
on.
understood it. And then the opposite of that too, people sell when it's down, and that baffles me. So it's
Because
like
they get fearful that their investment is going into the toilet. And so they want to
yeah.
abandon ship.
So there's I almost want to say there's like a life like a hump. If you've been stacking and you get over I would say like what do you say? Like 2 year mark, maybe? That means you're in the clear and you're gonna be stacking for a long time. But if you find yourself selling stuff before that 2 year mark, you're probably on your way out. That's what I
There's
feel.
people that get impatient that do that.
Yeah, they want to make millions and not
And
realize it's not where it
it's not how it
happens.
works. No. And there's a
Yeah.
video that went viral. This one guy said that buying silver and gold is the stupidest investment I ever made or something like that. And the video got lots of views, hundreds of thousands of views. Like I saw the channel was, less subscribers than me or you or whatever. And then this video, sometimes it just takes one. This video did very well and he took off.
Right.
But I was watching it and he was saying like I bought this stuff and now like I bought it for this much, but now it's worth this. Like I shouldn't have put my money in it because you did it fucking wrong.
Right.
You did like it's, you and it's your own like that's when it's dumb too because you bought it when it's high. Okay, well then that's like see her bash says dollar cost average. Then if it's down, if you're upside down on your whatever you bought, if you spent $5,000, I don't even know how much the guy spent. It wasn't even that much, but if you spent 5 grand, 7 grand, 10 grand, and now if it's down by half, okay, well now that's your chance. Buy it. It's not gonna go to zero.
Right. What do you know the turn did he mention the turnaround time or
I don't remember. I just remember a lot of the comments in there were saying to him that he's like essentially like it's your like you're stupid. They're telling you you're
right.
stupid. Yeah, you're buying high and you're selling low. It's like anything,
Right.
like,
Also the turnaround time matters too. If the guy
turnaround
only
time
gave
matters. I think
months,
maybe,
what did you expect?
yeah, no, I think it was like a year, maybe a couple of years. I don't remember exactly, but you also got to think this too. He may have also purchased it around like 2008, 2009 when silver was, $48.
Oh yeah, that time. Yeah.
Even if you're buying it close to then, I mean, of course you're going to be bitter because now it's at $24.
Right. That's when you
So,
buy more, honestly. I mean, that's how you're supposed to do it.
of course.
That's what I do in the stock market.
Yeah.
I got beat up, a couple months back. I was getting beat and I just kept buying the dip over and over and over just till I averaged out. And then now the stock market's a little bit
Coming back a little bit.
normalized.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I made my money back plus
Yeah.
some. So it's the same with gold and silver, but these people, I don't understand why people come into this thinking it's like a way to get rich. It's not. It's never been. So I don't get that.
It's
Uh,
because, so if I could just add to your point, I
yeah,
think what happens, and you and I have spoken about this many times, a lot of people, they'll go on YouTube and maybe they've seen something on TV talking about silver or gold, right? And like that's when I bought my first gold in 2006 or 7 or whatever, or 8, I
from
forget when it
QVC.
was. Huh?
From QVC.
I didn't buy from there. I saw an ad like of old people like you should buy gold, and it shows the old people looking at the pamphlet and they're like, oh, this is interesting stuff.
I know which commercial you're talking about too.
Those types of things, yeah. And then the guy in the suit, he's like, gold is a safe haven for, that sort of thing. So I ended up I'm like, yeah, maybe I should buy gold, and I did my research. I found a place and I spent $4,000. It was like when spot was like $850, $880.
Yeah.
And I bought 4 ounces of gold and I just left it alone and didn't think anything of it. It wasn't until like 2017 that I actually started getting into stacking. But I think what happens is a lot of people, they see a lot of the stacking channels. You see all the people that do the full stack videos. And then they see all the gold laid out and all the silver. And then they see, there's a live stream and they're selling all this stuff. They're like, oh man, these people are crushing it. I mean, I go back to when you and I were doing this 4 years ago. Essentially among the first doing it and doing this stream, and like people saw that it was doing well, and then you saw a lot of these other channels just start copying.
Right.
And
it's not that easy, though. I think people don't realize that the margins are tight, especially if you don't really know what you're doing.
You gotta have a following. You have to be able to buy from the right connections. You can't just go on to AppMex or SD Bullion, go buy the stuff there, and then be able to, and then hope to resell it. You have to be buying it below what those companies are offering.
Right, and I also think being yourself is important too. Yeah. I make a lot of mistakes during my live stream.
That's what people like it. It's endearing to them. Yeah. How come you don't show your face during your streams?
I don't really know where to plug it. I don't mind, obviously, but I just don't know where to put it, and I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. I don't know if it does or not.
I think it does because it's like they see your face, they're interacting with you.
Yeah, but I'm going to forget one day. I'm going to like pick my nose. I do a lot of things behind the scenes that they don't see. Are you saying
like you scratch and sniff? Are you a scratch and sniffer?
Maybe. I mean, I'm going to forget. I'm on camera. I'm so used to it. I'm gonna be like looking for my own gold nuggets, and I'm gonna be
you're a scratch and sniffer. Would you really do something like that? Like you would? I mean, I think like if you have the camera on you, that you're live. Like you can't be picking your nose or picking your wedgie or picking your.
I don't know. I don't know what. I don't know how I would be. So I don't want to test it out.
Why not?
I almost picked my nose twice on this stream. I almost forgot. So, I just...
I remember the one stream where you were like...
God.
Do you ever sniff below your fingernail or something? And I'm like, the meat. Like, what the hell are you talking about? So disgusting.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. Every once in a while, I like this.
Oh, come on!
The nails.
It's freaking disgusting.
Nobody does that. Am I the only one that like?
You're gross. You're gross.
I especially do it when I'm craving a cigarette because they have like a little bit of cigarette smell in there still.
Do you still smoke?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, and you
don't, not as much as I used to.
You don't vape. You're doing like actual cigarettes.
Yeah, well, vaping, they're saying, is like 100 times worse now.
Why? Just because of chemicals?
No regulation.
Yeah.
You don't even know what the heck you're ingesting. At least the cigarettes, it's rat poisoning and nicotine
and tar.
and tar and all kinds of, at least
asbestos.
No clue. It could be some Chinese dude's urine for all you know.
Hey-oh. That's right up your alley. Hey,
yeah,
you got to get some of that.
Those fingers.
Oh my God. What made you even start smoking cigarettes in the first place?
I was hanging out with like older kids and they're like, come on, man, just smoke a little cigarette. I'm like, I don't really like it.
Yeah, but you took a puff and you're like, oh, that's delicious. Like, I remember I tried a cigarette.
Actually.
Really?
Yeah, I took a puff and I'm like, man, that's actually not bad. I like that.
Oh. But I took a puff once and I'm like, ugh. This is horrible. Like, It's so bad. Do you like cigars?
I don't mind the cigar.
Oh, I think they're so vile.
I don't mind the cigar.
Your
I
tongue
love the
gets.
smell of them. That's for sure.
You love the smell?
Yeah.
Oh, I think they smell atrocious. But you know what I think smells good? I would say a pipe. Pipe
What's the
tobacco.
difference? Isn't it the same?
No, pipe tobacco's a different smell. I mean, you're the connoisseur here who's smoking everything
I don't
that you can
smoke that stuff.
find.
It's not the 1950s. Who smokes out of a pipe anymore like that?
I think we should bring it back. Like, I would consider just like walking around holding that thing and smoking a pipe on the street.
When is the last time you saw someone pull out a wood pipe and
My
smoke anything
father,
out?
when I was a kid, used to smoke a pipe.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, but how long ago was that?
I'm going to go with like 35 years. Long time.
That's a long time.
Although I think, like, I would say 5 years ago or whatever, my wife and I, we got married out in Long Island at a winery. In fact, you can actually see the winery. It was Raphael Vineyards. It was actually in an episode of The Apprentice. We got married out there, and so we went out there for like an anniversary thing with friends. And I remember some dude was at the winery at a table beside us smoking a pipe. And I was like, you know, there's a lot of sense memory that, you know.
Oh yeah, they say smell is the strongest
Yeah, so
sense.
you must have something like from when you were like a little kid with like your grandpa, like smell the meat under my finger.
And I was like, yes,
Yes, Papa. So,
yes.
so I think, you know, I smelled that. I'm like, oh, that smells so good. You know, so I
All right.
just I think a pipe smells good. Cigars smell like ass. Frickin' cigarettes smell horrible. I've become so sensitive to the smell of cigarette smoke. Like if I'm in my car driving down the road, somebody in front of me, if they're smoking a cigarette, like I could smell it. Like I could smell it coming out of their car. I could smell it.
Yeah. Well, I don't smoke in my car. One, two. I don't like the smell of cigarette smoke when I'm eating, even though I'm a smoker.
But do you smoke after you eat?
Yeah.
Are you like what is that too? Like I just don't understand. Like man, I'm full. Time for a cigarette. Like what is
Yeah,
the?
that's what it's like without the accent.
Smell the meat. So what do you think, man? What do you think? You think we're good on time, unless you had another? We went 15 minutes over.
All right. I mean, yeah.
I'm impressed. We were planning on an hour. I thought you were like, "Are we gonna be done in 20 minutes?" You're like, you're like,
I got 20 minutes. We didn't even test my necklace.
Do you want to test it?
Let's do it real quick.
All right, so guys, Guido wants to test this necklace that he got. Now he said it's real because he's already tested it, but he said this will be something cool to show people how to do acid because he likes acid.
Yes. All right. So all you do is you scratch it,
Now
and it
wait,
doesn't ruin.
why
jewelry
doesn't
or
it? Why doesn't it scratch it? Because you're rubbing it against this, you're gonna see a gold streak. So if you looked at the jewelry, like you're not gonna see like scratches on the jewelry. If you were to if you were to look at it under a loop.
No, you won't see it. And you're really supposed to do it like kind of what's that word?
Inconspicuously in a spot.
Right.
That,
Okay. You want to do it like on the edge. So what I usually do is I do the clasp, and then I do like the actual bracelet.
Because one of the links could be fake or whatever.
Well, yeah, it's just two different parts of the necklace, and then you want to scratch it good because it's testing the outside. So you want to scratch it just like that. I don't know if you can see it.
We see two.
Yeah. So I did the clasp and I did the.
Is the clasp the small smudge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you get the 18
karat test solution.
Right?
Now, where does one buy this stuff? On Amazon? You're like, I need a.
Yeah, you can buy it on Amazon.
Okay. How many drips of the acid do you do?
You just want to cover the.
I see it. Hold it up.
I can't show it because.
No, you did it. Just we don't want to see your crotch there.
Oh
It's
god, it's
dripping.
gonna spill my keyboard. I'm gonna wipe it. But anyway, I see it already. You
This
don't want to get
was,
this stuff on your hands. Your hands will turn yellow.
and then you smell the meat.
And then you smell the meat.
Now, are you gonna do a drop of the acid solution?
It actually
beneath
wiped it off. Whatever.
This
Anyways.
was a great demonstration. I think we all
Anyways,
learned,
it's real, guys.
we all learned a
You
lot.
want it to stay there. If it disappears, it's fake.
If it stays, if the yellow markings disappear, it's fake.
Right.
I thought that they would. I thought that it would change color to like a green.
No, that's if you do like sterling silver,
Uh-huh.
you use the 14 karat gold acid, the same acid, and if you put it on fake silver, yeah, it'll turn green.
Okay, so you just want to see the yellow remain there, and then you're good. If it disappears, you've got fugazi stuff.
Yeah. Or it could be a lower carat, so then you would test for 14. Sometimes they mark it 18, it's not.
Okay.
So you test for 14. If it holds, you want it to sit there for a little bit. If it holds, that means it's 14.
Now, do you have one of the Sigma Metalytics, like the big Daddy Pro thing, that like this thing here? Hang on a second.
That won't work on jewelry.
No, I know, but like for coins, like this thing, I'm like walking around like I feel like I should have like hundreds in unmarked bills in here, you know?
Yeah. No, you don't really. Everybody in the business uses the regular Sigma. It's not really. You could tell doing this for a long time what's fake, what's not, just by looking most of the time. You know.
Silver Dragons essentially goaded me into buying that thing. I mean, he was like,
Yeah, there's no need.
I know, he's
There's
like,
no need.
so when are you gonna, upgrade and get the actual Pro, bro? And I was like,
It
God
doesn't.
damn it!
It's seriously no difference
I know.
at all.
I
And
actually I like the other one better. I sold it to somebody. I don't remember who. If it was Paulie Buck or so, I forget who bought it from me.
what, the old one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the old one. It works fine for me. That's all you need.
I know.
And, a lot of guys in the jewelry business, because it's way harder to tell fake jewelry, especially gold. Tungsten is like the same density, so they use the XRF gun.
Yeah.
But it could give you cancer. That thing.
Really? The gun.
Yeah, yeah.
What about the other machine? Like, because Steve at the coin shop that I go to, he's got like looks like a microwave.
Oh yeah, that's also pretty expensive. That's a little bit better than the gun as
That's
far
like,
as like
I think he
safety.
paid like 30 for it.
30 grand. Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah, the gun's like 15. But if it has, you don't even know, it can have a leak and it's even worse. So a lot of guys, what they do is they'll put it like way over their head, try and not get the waves or whatever waves it does.
I'd be like zapping you right in the face.
Yeah, or they put it like far like this, and they'll. Yeah, but
I'd
some
be
guys don't care. They're like right in their face with the gun.
If you and I worked together in the same office space, I'd be like, "Hey, Guido," and I'd go, "Pew, pew, pew, pew," and I'd just be.
Oh yeah, great.
But you'd probably be taking the acid solution, like flinging it at all disfigured and everything. So we're gonna do this not next week, but the week after that, right?
Yeah,
So we're gonna try for a second episode now.
I think but I think as we go, it's gonna get more and more off the topic of points.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course it would
Yeah,
be.
we might start that way every episode, and
It's
then
gonna.
just turn
It always has to start with
Finger
coin
sniffing.
coin talk and no, not finger sniffing. We're gonna start with like coin talk and bullion and something, and then we'll just segue into whatever the heck we feel like. You know.
Yeah, I like it.
Cool, man.
I like it a lot.
Guys, we appreciate you all.
Yep.
Being here. We weren't
We weren't ignoring you, by the way.
We would read some stuff here, but again, this is like a podcast style type of program. But we appreciate you guys for being here. Next time, maybe we will open it up a little bit to have some questions. I think that would be good to have like a segment just to ask us
Oh yeah.
You know?
And we're gonna get some fancy little clips and stuff for different segments. It's gonna be fun.
Guido's hole.
That's gonna be one of them with my face. You should give me finger sniffing. That's what you should do.
No. What if we just do like a 14-second long thing of you like sniffing your fingers, kind of like what was it in SNL where she would put her hands in her armpits and then sniff and her eyes would be closed and she's like just
Oh, the nerdy girl, the one that was like,
yeah.
isn't that that was a movie too.
Yeah, but it didn't do so well.
Yeah,
But
something
Superstar.
like that.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
So, but it was fun, man. So we'll
Yeah,
do
I
it
had
again
fun.
2 weeks. And by the way, guys, it was called the Heavy Metal Podcast, and then Guido's like, I want to change the name again. Let's do the Coin Dealer Podcast. I'm like, fine.
I think it's better
I do too.
because if not, we're gonna get all these like heavy metal dudes.
They're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, my type of people. But
When are
you
you
know,
gonna be talking about Slipknot or whatever? Oh.
that's the only metal band he knows.
Pretty much. Corn. Is
Corn is so like early 2000s.
Metallica's like hard rock. They're not really.
They're not really. Yeah,
Heavy
they're not metal.
I don't know any metal. Insane Clown Posse, is that a heavy metal?
Oh God, no.
That's like that's your jam.
No, I don't like them at all.
Yeah, I don't know any. Slayer?
Slayer, yeah.
Look, like I got another one.
That's an old band again. You know,
Was Megadeth?
Oh my God, you're going way back now.
I don't listen to that.
Spinal Tap. Herb, come on, that's not real.
I have to watch that movie again. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
All right, guys. 2 weeks from now, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. We will see you then.